By All Means Necessary, Real Recovery Talk. I'm Marco. I'm a grateful recovering addict. We actually are doing episode 22. What's up, bro?
Marco, what's up?
How are you, man?
I'm well.
So,
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here and blessing us with your presence, bro. And we have Queen Zone Jared Flash Gordon. Jared was actually my first guest on this podcast who's in recovery. And he actually agreed to come back, which took a lot of shit to get him back. But anyway, so the reason that I actually have him on here is because there's you do a lot of podcasts about UFC fighting and stuff like that, and I really don't want to talk about that. I really want to talk about the side of people that really don't know you, and I don't want you to cry or get all emotional, dude, but I want people to understand what recovery and what you do for people that are in recovery, and how that really defines how I look at you and who you are.
Okay, first of all, I've never cried once in my life.
Yes, you have, dude. You cried the other day, dude. You cried when we were at a meeting.
Crying.
The dude was like,
I was crying that night. I was in pain.
So there's a post on Instagram that you posted that you shared from MMA Junkie that you said, quote, MMA hasn't helped me at all. It's made my life worse. There's no fulfillment. It's just like drugs. You win 3 days later, you're like, okay, what the fuck is next? So this platform that you have what are you talking about? What does that mean to you?
So I did clarify this after the fact, but when I said that MMA makes my life worse, I don't actually mean that it doesn't do anything for me, because it does. It's the way I make a living. I love competing. I love MMA. I love fighting. I love being in the cage, and I love fighting for the UFC. It's the biggest MMA organization in the world.
Okay.
Grand stage. Right. I love all of that. When I said it makes my life worse, I mean, it gives me anxiety. It creates fears. I'm scared sometimes. There's highs, there's lows to the sport, but it doesn't give me it
doesn't fill a void.
It doesn't fill the void.
What does that mean?
So it's it's like doing drugs, because it is. It's a high.
Okay.
Go in there, you fight, and you get a high out of it because you're so in the moment that you can only achieve being that present in certain situations.
Okay.
Getting into a car accident, or if you were in war, getting shot at, or a fight or a major competition where you have to be so focused that the only thing that you're thinking about and the only thing your body is reacting to and responding to is the fight itself. You're in that octagon. I'm not thinking about anything else besides that fight. I'm not I gotta pay my bills later. Those things aren't running through my mind.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it gives me a crazy high. That's why I fell in love with the sport. I mean, I'm also a junkie, so anything that's very adrenaline filled or
dopamine rush. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, but then when the fight's over,
what happens?
And all of the hoorah and the yay and all the cheering is gone. You're back at home 3 days later, and you're in pain. You just had a fight. Win or lose, all that anticipation and leading up to the fight, and then fight week and all the interviews and the media, and then you walk out in that huge stadium and you actually have the fight, and then after the fact, you're just now what? Now what do I do? And then you're I got to do it again. The first thing I think about after winning the fight is I got to get back in there.
That's the first thing you think about?
That's I swear, I want to get back in there. And it's the same thing with,
you want to get that
if
fixed.
You lose, you're I got to get back in there because I want to get back on a win streak, So, and then you're left with just this empty feeling of what the fuck now?
Right.
And that's shooting dope or sniffing coke or smoking meth.
Yeah.
Any of the drugs that you do, you drink booze, and then the next day you're just
or the next hour you're just
the next hour you're like, I need more.
You're here.
Instant gratification, you know, and you got a high that normal everyday life doesn't bring you.
Right.
And then, like I said, all the other stuff that comes along with fighting, the fears, the anxiety, the emotions, such a powerful thing, but it never makes me feel happy for long periods of time. I do it because I love it, and it's the way I make a living right now. And, you know, I've been blessed with this ability to fight and to be good at what I do. And I get to, you know, fight on TV, and it's awesome, and I love it. But it's all going to go away eventually anyways.
Right. You can't fight like when you're an old man.
No. So then it's just.
So then what is it? So because wouldn't that go into like the God family life, help people?
So, I mean, the only thing that really gives me like real fulfillment and like a void that fills my void is
what?
God is number one. My family, my wife, my friends, people that I really care about. Being with them, having fun with them, you know, enjoying moments, special moments, being able to help people.
What do you mean by that? Help them like what? Like in recovery?
Yeah, recover anything really, but obviously like more recovery, like geared towards recovery because that's what, you know, we do.
Right.
You know, whether it's just talking to someone at a meeting or.
Do you ever feel like when it's all said and done and like you're done fighting, like we talked about this before, like, do you feel like that's like your real, like by God, your calling is to like really help people, like go out there and like.
Yeah. I mean,
like a whole like Vance Johnson type of like, you're like going out there and using like a real, like what you've done to give back and fill that void. And that's like that gratification. Like that's the whole point. Like when I asked you to come on here, like I feel like when people see you, like we went and talked to those kids with Jeremy, shout out Jeremy. Like we went and talked to those kids at that house, bro. They're like Quinn's age. They were like what, 14 to 18 years old. They were starstruck, but they wanted to know exactly like what you do to like stay in the moment clean and sober. How do you do it?
You're asking me right now how?
Yeah, like it's rewarding to them.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the whole goal. Like when I get to help someone and they tell me, you know, whether it's immediately or down the line that actually helped them and impacted them, you know, that's where I get like peace and serenity from.
Yeah.
You know, all the shiny shit, you know, getting recognized like in the street, people, you know, I'm not even that like famous or popular. You know, I'm not like Conor McGregor or like on that level, but you know, I'm getting recognized lately, and
yeah,
it's nice and all, but like when I'm feeling shitty, what am I gonna do? Call a fan? Hey man, like,
you're gonna DM a fan?
No,
on Instagram?
None of that's gonna matter. Like I need my people. I need God. I need the people that I love.
Is your circle small? Like
my immediate circle
is it really?
It's not like that large,
right?
It's decent size though. It's not like super small, but you know, some people I go to for certain things, some people I don't.
Right.
You know, you're definitely not in my circle.
I appreciate that, bro. Quinn is, but not me.
Quinn is.
Debbie is.
Debbie and well, only because Debbie cooks my food.
Because you fired me for cooking your food, and now you hired Debbie.
What I really miss is those.
What?
First of all, that Wagyu that you made. Oh my
shit,
God,
bro. It's fire. And then, that you didn't pay for. I stole.
Those vegan
spring roll
dumplings.
The dumplings, dude, bro. Those were fire.
The peanut butter ones.
Yeah,
dude, that was another level. Debbie can.
That's when you were like you like won 5. Hike, you won 5 fights in a row when I was cooking for you, bro. Like it was top notch shit.
Your wife made some bomb food this week, though. The ones that I picked up today.
Yeah,
dude.
It's insane. Yeah. What is like so like eating like that? What is that? What is that like? Like
sucks, bro. I gotta pay you guys all this money to eat all this food.
Like mine, you don't pay shit, bro. Like what the fuck? You drive like a 2-door Audi, you pay us nothing. Like you,
bro.
I'm paying you to be on the podcast. Like no, but for real, like what about like what is like mental health for you in terms of like the anxiety? Like, do you ever like when you're in these moments and you're stressed out and shit? Like, does it ever come to you? Because I hit you up a lot. Like, you ever think about like using again? Does that even come into the equation?
No. I mean, sometimes I'll be like, damn, I wish I could just shoot some cocaine. But that's like when I'm having fun, like just like reminiscing.
Like when you texted me today.
Yeah, like when I text you, I was like, do you need anything? You're like, bring cocaine. I was like, oof, sounds amazing right now. Like, yeah, I joke around like that. But no. Now when I get like depressed and shit or I'm having a bad day, I'm like, I'm just going to fucking kill myself.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really go to, I'm going to get high. I'd rather just fucking end it. I mean, that's just me talking shit too most of the time.
That's just talking shit.
Yeah, but like I don't think about using is not really my first go-to. Usually
When did that stop? When did that stop? First of all, let's clarify how many years sober are you?
7 years. 7 years, and yesterday was 7 years and a month.
Nice. Okay, so when did reservations and shit like that like stop or slow down? How about that? 2 years ago, something 3 years ago.
When you say reservations, like thinking about it a lot, like cravings.
I texted you like a couple weeks ago, and I still have them.
When I was 4 years into sobriety, there was like a stretch of 3 months where I was like every day, thinking about shooting coke.
Really?
You know, I was like an opiate addict because I had to be because I was addicted to it. But like when I got like at the end, well, for the last like couple of years of my addiction, I loved shooting crack and cocaine. And now when I think about getting high, I just want to I don't think about shooting heroin anymore. That shit's buns, dude. Like I want to shoot cocaine, but so there when I was 4 years into my sobriety and I couldn't stop thinking about it, dude, and I almost relapsed.
What would that look like? Like, what do you mean?
Well, I had got into a big argument with Christina.
Okay, so that's your people don't. That's your wife.
My wife.
Yeah,
that's my boss. And
nice.
We were engaged at the time, and I don't remember what happened. I did something stupid. She got really mad at me. I think I was like, I got caught talking to like some girl or something, and it was very wrong, you know. And like we were also dealing with other stuff, just every day, a lot of every day, like just like not really like vibing well together. And,
okay.
You know, we weren't like hanging out a lot together. We weren't doing stuff together. We weren't having like intimate moments. We weren't being intimate with each other like sexually. It was very surface level, just bullshit. Yeah. And you know, we were like kind of growing apart from each other. Okay. So whatever, I got in trouble. She was furious, and I can't blame her for being upset. And I was like, fuck this, I'm going to Queens. So I got on a plane, I went to Queens. You just said fuck it from here, you went to Queens? Yeah. Okay. Well, to do what? I don't remember.
You don't remember why you just said fuck it to go to Queens?
Well, I mean, we were arguing. She had bounced. She like left the apartment. My family, my friends.
All right. So you wanted to dip. You dipped. You went to Queens. Dipped.
And then I was up there and I was like, I was like, I'm going to get fucking high. And I called my old dope dealer. And I was like, he's not going to answer.
You remembered his number?
I got it through, like, you know, I went through Instagram and I found him. Okay. And I was like, yo, let me get your number. Yeah. And I called him. And
he's like, oh, my number one client. What's up, dude?
Yeah, like he answered like, you know, I didn't see his DM for a minute. And then I went back and saw it like a day later. And I called it because I was in New York at that point. And I was like, he's probably not going to answer. And he answered on like the second ring. And he's like, yo, what's up? And I'm like, yo, it's me, Jared. And he's like, yeah, I know who it is. And I'm like, and I was like shook. You were shook? I haven't called dealer in a minute. 4 years.
You didn't know what to say.
I put on mute. I was like, fuck do I say to this guy? You know?
Wait.
It's like brand new again. Like I never fucking called.
Hey, I was thinking about.
Yeah. So I was like,
Do you have
you around right now? And he was like, yeah, I'll be right there. And he just hung up the phone. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even tell him where to meet me. But he knew, you know? He knew exactly where I was going to meet him because that's where I always fucking met him.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck.
So you were at the spot.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to go buy needles first.
Where do you go buy needles?
CVS.
Oh, God. I never shot that shit. All right.
Sure, bitch.
Yeah.
So I drive to CVS and then the whole way there, I'm like, oh, fuck.
You're like scared?
I'm about to get out. Yeah, I'm fucking shook.
Okay.
And I'm like, praying to God. I'm like, God.
Like what? Praying to God
what?
what?
Please, like, you got to do some shit right now because I ain't gonna fucking, I'm going to get high. Like, I was like, if you're really like, I need you right now.
Damn.
And then like, so I get into CVS. It's like 10 p.m. It's like December 29th. It's like 2 days after I made 4 years clean.
Damn.
4 years sober. And I'm in CVS on the line. There's like fucking 6 people online.
Right.
It's fucking 10 p.m. in Queens. I'm like, what the fuck? I just want to buy needles, you know?
Everybody else had needles.
Everyone's buying prescriptions and shit. I was like, everyone's sick. You know, it's freezing cold in New York. So I'm like, I'm waiting. I'm super nervous. And there's a book underneath the register. And I was like, what the fuck? And it looked like it should have been in like the Vatican or like in like an ancient museum or some shit, this book.
Yeah, okay.
Like it looked like an old fucking, like Jesus wrote in this book or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
You know what I mean? Like
I feel brown and big and old looking. And I can't stop looking at it. So I get offline and I'm like, let me just see what this is. So I pick up the book and I turn it over and on the cover it says How God Deals with Tough Times.
Damn.
And I was like, what? And as soon as I read the title of the book, the girl at the register was like, can I help you?
Oh shit.
And I looked at her and I looked at the book and I was like, you know, I'm good. And I put the book down. I should have took the book. I put the book down and I got in my car and I called my sponsor.
You just left the needles there.
I never bought them.
Yeah, I know. You just dropped them and you got in your car and what happened?
Never bought the needles. I never had them in my hands.
I know, yeah.
I put the book down.
All right.
And yeah, because like the needles are behind the counter. They're not just like on the shelf. Like,
all right. I don't know.
So
you called your sponsor?
I called my sponsor. He's like, all right, go home. Don't fucking get high tonight. I went home. My mom was up. I told my mom.
Wow.
And my dad was sleeping. I told my mom, like, yo. So she's like, all right, like, come watch TV with me. And we just hung out. I told her, you know, how I was feeling.
Yeah.
I went to bed that night. I went to a meeting the next morning and I never got high.
That's
That's
crazy.
That was like 3 years ago, basically 3 years and a month ago at this point. And I haven't felt better since then, like in my recovery, because that was like the first time that it really played out where relying on my higher power worked, you know?
Yeah.
Because at one point or another, if you stay sober for long enough, the only thing that's going to be between you and a drink or a drug is God. You're going to stumble upon it eventually. You know, one time early in recovery, my friend's mom was calling me. Okay. Hey, he lived like 2 blocks from me. Can you check on Ryan, please? I don't know. And he lived in this big apartment building and I used to buy drugs in there. And he lived in there and she was like, we've been calling him all day. His job, everyone's looking for him, his job, his friends, his mom and dad. Fuck. Can you please go see if Ryan's all right? Like go to his apartment. So I go to his apartment.
Yeah.
And like I get through the door downstairs. And I run up the steps. He lived on the top floor, it was like 6 floors. And his door's wide open. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? And I'm like, Ryan, like no one's answering. And I go in his bedroom and he's laying there, the needle hanging out of his arm and bags of dope and coke everywhere.
Fuck.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And I jump on him. I'm like, Ryan. And he wakes up.
Oh, shit.
He's like, what's up? I'm like, bro, it's fucking 3 p.m. What the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh, it is? He's like, oh, man, I woke up. And I got high. I just fell asleep, and I was like, "You fucking got a needle hanging out of your arm."
Damn.
And I'm like, "Where the fuck is Mac, bro? This dog." He's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Your door was open." So he's like, "Oh, check the roof." So I go up there, bro, and it's like the middle of summer.
Okay.
And this is a husky, a half German Shepherd, half husky.
Yeah.
So he's big and hairy, you know? And I fucking get on the roof, and he's out there like half dead, the dog. She's been on a burning hot roof for like probably hours.
Damn.
She couldn't get back in, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, the dog's like fucking. So I like bring the dog downstairs. He knew me, the dog, you know? And like I put some water down with ice for the dog, and the dog's like drinking water nonstop. And I'm like, Ryan, like, but anyways, like, you know, there was mad. He was so high, bro, and like he knew I was sober, and he's like, "Hey, you want some, man?" And I was like, "Dude, no, I don't fucking want any fucking."
Is that the first time like you've ever?
That was
like,
the first time since I had been sober.
Yeah.
That I saw drugs again.
So like my sponsor called that like neutrality.
What's that?
Like you can be in a situation where like shit's in front of you and you walk.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I did take a double take. Like, damn.
Yeah, but
I wasn't looking at the heroin, but the heroin, and it did look nice. The heroin, and you know the glassine bags.
Yeah.
But like he had these little bags of coke that were like burned off with like a needle, you know, like
yeah,
twirled up,
yeah,
like cellophane, I guess. And I was like, wow, that looks nice. And then I was like, all right, I gotta go home. And I went home. But like at that point, I felt fine. Like I didn't really feel like, oh, I need to get high. Like, but you know, 4 years in, I was just going through it though.
Yeah, man.
I was in a bad point in my life. But that was, you know, it worked. The program worked for me. What they tell you to do, at least in AA, works for me.
Yeah.
You know, God. And
have you always believed in God?
No.
When did you? So like,
my dad's a Jew.
Yeah.
My mom's Catholic.
Okay.
So like,
what the fuck?
I didn't know.
You didn't know which one to do, or
no? Like my dad was like wanted us to go to Hebrew school. I went to Hebrew school for 2 years.
You did?
And then we would fucking celebrate Christmas and Easter and shit.
Yeah.
Like Hanukkah, and fucking Russia. Like it was like, and Passover. And I was like, what the fuck?
So what, talk to me like, no, honestly, like talk to me about like, when did God come in your life? After you're done texting.
God came into my life when I got sober.
Ariana, like the fuck, dude. Wait. God came into your life when you got sober. What does that mean?
Like, you know, they told me like you got to find a higher power. Like,
okay.
So that's what I did. And
what is your higher power? God? Like, do you pray every day?
Yeah, I prayed every day. Yeah, Jesus is my God.
Okay.
But when I first got sober, I used to use like my friends that had died as my reason to stay sober. Like I was like, well, I'm gonna stay sober for them because I know they don't want me to go out like the way they did.
Yeah.
And then like after a while, I realized there's something more than just my dead friends out there.
Right.
So I started calling them God. And my wife's a Christian.
She's a huge Christian, right?
Yeah, she's very, we don't like to call it religious.
Spiritual.
'Cause religion is like when you're like following like the law.
Okay.
Like we're spiritual. Yeah.
Spiritual.
But we're still, you know, we're still people of God though. But we're not like religious.
Like more like spirituality and holistic and like kind of like Debbie, dude. Like that.
Yeah, just, I mean, minus the holistic.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm joking. But
so like,
yeah, so
what like for your recovery, like for you to be sober, somebody's listening to this, like you get in situations where you're like talking to God, you know, like I've texted you a couple of times and you always get back to me and like you're like, yo, this is like you need to do this or you need to do that. Like you're coming, like you're kicking knowledge to other people that was given to you by like your sponsor, and you hear things in meetings and you gravitate to people that have more time or that have knowledge that will help you in your recovery, right? Is that kind of like what you do, like your formula to stay sober?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I have a sponsor. I have a lot of people that I know that are, 25, 30, 40, 45 years sober, guys like that have been doing this shit for fucking ever, bro.
Right.
Guys that are like in their 60s and they got sober when they were like 20, 21,
Yeah.
Like heroin addicts in AA back like in the 80s and 70s. Like,
wow, that's just crazy.
In like New York, like real deal, like AA guys.
Do you miss the meetings in New York compared to here, bro? That shit's so much deeper, dude.
The meetings here are like
what?
It's a bunch of guys our age.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's the real deal too down here. Like the meetings are legit.
Oh, it's no joke,
like,
bro.
It's no joke. But like, it's just a different feeling.
Yeah, you were like in Queens, in the basement and shit,
everyone's
dude.
fucking old as shit.
Motherfuckers, yeah.
And they're all fucking like poor and like, but they're sober.
Yeah.
And they're happy.
No, they're mad happy.
So
and
it's
they're always
real,
Met fans. Yeah.
They're what?
Mets fans.
Oh yeah. Yankees. Some Yankees fan. Well, when you're in Queens. But yeah, bro, I miss those meetings. But never been to that. There's a meeting in Manhattan. It's like every hour on the hour. There's a meeting.
Yeah.
What's
Yes.
that called again? That place?
I don't know what it's called.
24-hour club or something like that, I think.
Yes, it is a 24-hour club.
And like, you've been go there any hour you want.
In the East Village? Have
downtown.
You been down? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, bro. Like that shit you can only find in New York.
Like Jackson Heights meetings, dude.
Bro.
Like I'm the only dude. I'm the only like, cause like when we were in Flushing, like we'll go and like I'm the only white dude in there, and it's fucking like powerful, bro. It's like it's almost like a gospel like sermon shit, dude. And these
Astoria too's got some fucking legit meetings, bro.
Where?
Astoria,
yeah. Really?
Astoria, Long Island City.
Yeah, LIC does too.
Jackson Heights, East Elmhurst.
I've never been.
Woodside's got some sick meetings. Because it's all drunk Irish people.
Yeah.
From like the 40s.
Yeah.
They're still there. There was some woman in there. She was like 98 and she'd made 50 years sober.
What?
And I was like, what the
That's crazy, dude.
50 years.
You know what's crazy too is like people like in New York, like Queens and shit like that, Brooklyn, LIC, like they stay put. They love that shit.
Oh yeah. They don't go nowhere.
You know what I'm saying? They don't go anywhere, bro.
When I go to meetings,
you see the same
exact motherfuckers there,
me
bro.
too.
And they don't forget you.
No.
Like, I got sober there. So my first 3-4 years of sobriety was in Queens, but I was going to meetings there since I was young, but I just didn't stay sober.
Mm-hmm.
So like these people have seen me since I'm 20, 21 in and out of the rooms.
When did you first get in the room? Like how old were you? I don't even know that.
21 or 22.
Damn,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But I kept using till I was 27. So I've been in the rooms for like almost 15 years. Yeah, bro.
It's like that's mad hard, dude. Like trying to get like sober when you're like in your 20s, dude.
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't. Until, when I was 21, I was like, "What? I'm not fucking getting." So I'm getting high right after this meeting. But I was crazy, and I was young. When you're that young, you're like, "What the fuck? I'm never gonna be able to drink again." All my friends are like in college at like. I just didn't want to accept the fact that I was like a drug addict.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to drink and like have fun and like do party drugs still.
Right.
Like coke.
Yeah.
Like ecstasy and like shit like that. But it would always lead me back to heroin. So that was just my drug of choice. Or that was like if I did uppers, I had to do something to knock me out.
That's crazy.
Like I couldn't just do cocaine and like lay in my bed.
Yeah, I did
for
that.
hours.
I did that. I would just lay there for hours.
I've done that a lot, but I
just lay there for
hours.
Once
I found out that I didn't have to do that, then I was so I would anytime I did coke, I was doing heroin. Because I knew like, all right, I'll feel great going.
Yeah,
like, all right, I want to go to sleep now. Let's do some heroin. And then once I like got addicted to opiates, there was no.
I was in Jackson Heights, bro, and my dealer, I went in his place to buy coke, and he had this bowl, and he had rice in it, and he had all these little bags, and he had all this brown shit in it.
Heroin, yeah.
This is like, so I'm coming up on 7 years, sober and clean, right? So I got into recovery when I was 42. So this is like 9 years ago. No, sorry, like 10 years ago. So I go in there and we're fucking around and shit, blah, blah, blah. He's getting his shit, cutting it up, bagging it, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, what is this shit? No, bro. Don't fucking touch that. I'm like, what? Hey, man, what he's like, dude, you think you call me a lot? These motherfuckers call me 24/7 for this shit. I'm like, what is it? It's heroin, bro. I'm like, yo, give me, let me have it. No, man, I'm not giving it to you. Like, this, like, yeah, maybe he saved my life, bro. Like, he wouldn't sell it to me, man. Thanks, I appreciate it, bro. I never did that. I don't even know what that shit's like.
You never did like a painkiller, like from a doctor?
Yeah, like Vicodin or Loratab.
All right, it's like that. Like,
but I didn't like shoot shit. I never like you shot shit in your neck, bro. I never did. I don't know what that's like. That's at a whole different level. You want to go in the back?
Go find out.
I was like, what?
Just blow this shit off. Fuck this podcast. Let's go. That's how like.
By all means, let's go over.
That's how I was though. Like fuck everything.
Yeah.
High.
Yeah, no, of course.
I didn't give a fuck about nothing or no one.
Not.
Unfortunately.
Same.
I was a fucking selfish piece of shit.
I remember I was looking in the mirror when we had our restaurant in Brooklyn in Carroll Gardens. Debbie and I, we had Crave, and I went in the bathroom.
What was it called?
Crave, CRAVE. Went in the bathroom. I was doing blow in the middle of like dinner service, and I remember I looked in the mirror. I was like, I'm just gonna do this for the rest of my life. Give a fuck.
Fuck yeah.
On that meeting, when the dude was doing smoking crack in the hallway of the rehab, and you're like, fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm fucking out. I just hear certain things and I'm like, hell yeah.
It sounds good.
This is how I get down.
How you used to get down. Yeah.
Like obviously, I don't really care for that anymore, but.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good that you can actually like share all this information and share your story and be upfront and honest about it.
It's hard, bro.
What's hard? What's hard?
I don't know. Just said that.
It's hard.
No, I enjoy doing what I do, and it's not that it's hard. It's hard to like. It's overwhelming sometimes trying to help so many people.
Yeah.
But I have to do it, you know?
Like we collectively, I'm not going to name names, but we collectively tried to help that dude, and that whole shit went down south.
Yeah, like right now my someone that is related to my wife is like struggling bad. And like, you know, this person was like calling me last night, like, yo, can you buy me, I need like, can you pay for 4 nights at a hotel for me? I'm like, what? Well, first of all, you owe me $2,000. Yeah. No, I can. Oh, 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 I can. It gets me so angry. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to rehab. I'm like, you know what you should do, bro? When you get out of rehab, you should try doing fentanyl again to see if it works out that time. And he's like, fuck you, man. And I'm like, oh, well, you don't think it's a good idea? I think it's a good idea, man.
You told him that when he gets back out, should go back and shoot. Go to
rehab, and when you get out, try doing it again. See, maybe next time it'll probably work. Like you could probably do it like and like control it next time.
Yeah. You got it.
He's like, fuck you, man. And I'm like, yeah, well, how many fucking times have I try to tell you, like, you can't ever do anything ever again
and be successful at it.
You're going to go back to whatever your thing is, you know? But
how many people hit you up, bro? Like on social media, like to help them?
Oh God.
A lot? What about like
thousands of people have hit me up over years.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Maybe not thousands,
but you
like
can't. But it's like hard not to get attached to that
like
shit.
1,000 people have hit me up.
Yeah.
In the last couple of years. Yeah.
That's hard, man. Not to get attached to that shit, bro.
It's hard, bro. And then like I gotta try to remember everyone and juggle them, and so. But I do my best.
Yeah.
This is what God wants me to do. So, you know, and a lot of times I feel like people message me and I'm like, they say something to me like, hey man, can you help me with this? And I'm like, why don't you fucking help me?
Wait, that's what you
hey,
texted
me
me back.
Me some money? I'm like,
yeah.
Hey, give me some fucking money. You know, like what about me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sick of fucking.
But you never said that anyway?
Nah.
Really?
Like,
Yeah, you have. You fucking lying, bro.
Sometimes
yeah,
in my head, I'm just like, these motherfuckers.
You've texted
bro. What do I look like? A fucking
bank?
A bank and a fucking, what am I, fucking Salvation Army over here? But, you know, then I'm like, oh, all right, let me see like how I can help this person. It just gets overwhelming is like my point.
But
you know? Especially when I'm having a bad day. The last thing I want to do is help someone else. You have a bad day
like every day, bro. You're like a bitch, dude. You cry all the time.
Yeah. Who's fucking talking, dude? You're a little bitch, too. I'm a bitch, you're a bitch.
I cry to you a lot, dude.
Sure do.
I do. I cry to you a lot.
Cry to each other a lot, bro. That's why we do this, right?
That most definitely, bro.
Jeremy's a bitch, you're a bitch. Most of my friends. Dude, pussies.
Hey, but look, so let's wrap this up. But what about like after everything's said and done and your career's over, where do you see yourself? Like, what do you really think like your calling is after you're done with like? Because your calling is not to be a fighter. That's just part of your journey. Like you're like you came from. If nobody knows your story, like if you could go on your Instagram and like click on that link, that video of like the whole thing or the episode that you were on here, like you came from like the depths of hell, all joking aside. Like you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be sober. You're not. And so like, where do you think like after everything's said and done, like, don't you feel like you are here to like really like spread a message and it's like your story and help motherfuckers out?
Yeah, of course.
And do you think that brings you fulfillment? Like,
yeah, 100%. And maybe like it'll change. I don't know. Maybe like maybe I'll get sick of it.
Or we'll open a.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, we'll start a business. It will be like life coaches.
Some other door will open. Yeah, something like that.
Murillo and Gordon.
Sounds like a law firm. Gordon and Murillo. Gordon and Murillo, life coaches.
El Capitan in the show.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, bro. Something like that.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, where I could just help people. And I don't know.
I feel like helping young kids, like how you, like, honestly, like, I don't care if he gets mad, like how, like, Quinn, like, you know, talks to you and, like, shit, like, I, as a dad, like, he might not want to listen to me, but, like, you being a competitive athlete your whole life and stuff like that, like, you can, like, help young dudes. Like, that's important, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I have, like, people, I can relate to people in a different way because of that.
Yes. And the whole grind of being an athlete and shit like that.
Today I was lifting weights and I was like, I hate this.
Yeah.
It was so hard, dude, what Chris had me doing.
Really?
Oh, God. I was like suffering.
Shout out to Chris Ditto.
He's a bitch too.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming in, bro.
Thanks for having me, bro.
If you're on the gram and you want to be like the 2000 person, hit up Jared Flash Gordon. If you have any questions or any suggestions, or you need help, or somebody in your family needs help, or anything like that, you can email at BAMN realrecoverytalk@gmail.com. Go to our Instagram, BAM Real Recovery Talk, and hit us up. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, and thanks for all the positive messages. All right, take care. Have
Thanks,
a good
guys.
Night. Later.